Hey, what's going on, guys? So, thank you for joining me for another spooky tale. Oh man, yes. Again, guys, these are not tall tales. These are real tales. These are actual factual things that happened when I was a kid and throughout my life, honestly. So, with this one is in retrospect with actually. I hope you guys been checking them out. But if you haven't, in reference to my most recent vlog, what was lurking in my room. Yeah. So, needless to say, guys, this one is a little different. So, this one is one that didn't happen, around me per se. It actually took place with my baby brother, Tyler. So, what happened was this was a typical, abnormally hot spring day. We were home. It was really humid, really hot. Even though, we had air conditioning, all that stuff, but, black families, we do fans. So, we're all just laid up, taking a nap, and we all was in my mom's room. Now, previously, which is why you gotta stay tuned to the other vlog, what was lurking in my room. Since that situation happened, there was a total dynamic change in our home. So prior to that, we were happy. We loved that place. We was having fun with the kids outside, the neighborhood itself. I mean, we were enjoying it. But until that happened, it definitely put a little damper in our stay there, especially when we started paying attention to certain little things that was happening inside the house. Now, nothing crazy other than it was always dark, like darker than in here. You know what I'm saying? Really dark. No matter how much light we try to put in that place and expose. So, what ended up happening was me, myself, my mom was pregnant at the time. So, she's resting up. Myself, my baby brother Tyler was all in my mom's room taking a nap. Somehow, something got to Tyler. So, I woke up and I didn't even pay attention. I just woke up, was going to the bathroom, getting me some water because I woke up really, really thirsty. And as I came from my mom's bedroom, I didn't even pay attention. I was just, how you wake up halfway awake, rubbing your eyes and stuff. I just walked right past her bed, out the door, and I was making my way down towards the kitchen, which was downstairs. The front door was right there in front of the staircase, the stairway. So I know the front door was wide open, wide open. We ain't in no damn suburbs. We in a little bit of the hood. So right there, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Door was bright open, and I was like, is my mom getting groceries? Because my mom was known for parking in the front, and she'll park right there when she's bringing groceries in. But I'm like, I don't remember my mom getting up. So I go in my mom's room and peek in her room. She's still laying in bed asleep. Again, she's pregnant this time. So I go downstairs, I look around, I look out the door. I'm like, what the? So then I go back in the house, shut the door, lock the door, and then I take myself upstairs. And I did not want to wake my mom up. When she was, I don't know about the trimesters, all that stuff. I do know she was about 4 or 5 months pregnant, and she was still dealing with the sicknesses and the morning sicknesses and stuff like that. So I didn't want to disturb her. Um, it was not outside the ordinary not to find Tyler in there with us because sometimes he would go in his little room and play with his toys and or whatever. He did have a room, TV and stuff in his room, so he might be able to watch cartoons, tapes, or whatever Disney films. So I didn't think nothing of it. So I ended up, just kind of exploring the kitchen and everything, but something just did not feel right because it was too quiet. Usually with Tyler, I might hear him playing with toys or something like that if he was up. So I go in his room, he wasn't in there. I go back in my mom's room, he wasn't in there. And I'm like, oh shit. I run jet right back outside in the front to see if I see him maybe playing around in the front or something. He wasn't there. So what happened was I had no choice but to wake up my mom. I'm like, mom, Tyler's missing. Tyler's missing. And she shoots up. She got to take it easy for the sake of her pregnancy. So she shoots up. We're just looking top to bottom everywhere in the house, all over the place. Tyler is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere. I told my mom, the door was wide open in the front. And then the one thing in the basement, there was also a back door. So that one was still shut and locked. Just the front door was the one that was open and exposed. So I was like, Mom, call 911. I'm going to jet outside. I got on my bike and I just immediately start scavenging the neighborhood. Now, this was extra scary because a little prior to us moving here, moving in that place, at the time there was a terrible murder of a young little girl. So that absolutely terrified us because I don't want to go into details. It was a very terrible story that happened. But the little girl, unfortunately, was killed by a resident there, and he disposed her body in the woods. So automatically, my heart sank. Because now, one thing with that, the guy, that guilt got to him, he turned himself in, but still, you just don't never know what all is, where you live. You don't know what kind of people are around, surrounding you. You just don't know. So I'm on my bike, you know, hitting every little park area, everything place I can imagine he will go. Nothing. I'm asking people. No one's seen him. Nobody of that description. No little kid. Nothing. And I'm just panicking. I'm panicking. I'm paddling. I'm paddling so hard. I'm actually popping my chain out of my bike. I'm hitting everywhere. And I go home. I was like, okay. Let me head home. Let me see if there's been any updates. Go home, and he wasn't there. So we was waiting for the police to get there. So I said, okay, Mom, I'm gonna go right back out to see if I see him. I'm riding around, and the neighbor that I never noticed, I didn't recognize, but a neighbor ran up to me and said, "Hey, are you such and such?" I was like, "Yeah." "Okay, your mom is trying to get you, trying to reach you. You need to come back home." And I was like, "Okay, did she say what was going on?" She's like, "I don't know, sweetheart. I just know she's going around asking if someone's seen you, so you need to come back home." Come back home. Tyler is there, but he's different. Something's not right. Um, his clothes was weird. Like his clothes was outstretched. In my mind, I'm like, who on earth, whose ass I need to be right now? Because in my mind, I'm like, was he molested? Was he attacked? We're hysterical. We're freaking out. We didn't understand what was going on with him. He was like a mindless zombie. Like, hi, I'm so sorry. I scared you guys. He was like that, and we was like, what the? I'm like, Mom, get him, slap him, something. Is he okay? He was just real still. And I was like, Tyler, I'm trying to shake him like, Tyler, are you okay? Are you in there? Tyler was, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't have a cross. I didn't have, no Bible type of thing to put on him. So I asked him, Tyler, what happened? Where were you? I just had to go outside. Why did you go outside? What were you doing outside? He told me to go outside. Oh, now, my mom was a single parent. She didn't have no boyfriend at the time. There was no men in the house. The only male that was in the house was my baby brother Tyler and the soon-to-be other brother, my baby brother Tyrese. So, right off the bat, we're looking like, what man told you to go outside? And he wouldn't say. I was like, well, Tyler, where is this man? Where is he at so I can go find him? He's everywhere. I'm like, Tyler, where'd you see him? And he pointed upstairs. He pointed upstairs to like the opening area of the stairway. And I was like, Tyler, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, the guy, he up there. He told me up there to go outside. My mom was in dead shock. She was like, was this a cartoon you watched? Was this a movie you were watching? And he kept saying, no, the man told me to go outside. And then he changed it. And he said, and they also agreed for me to go outside. I'm like, excuse me, they? My mom, one of the women who actually brought Tyler home. So one of the neighbors found Tyler just roaming around the sidewalk. And she said it was very strange because he was looking upwards. So while he was walking, he was just looking like this up. And she said she found him like that with his clothes. And he was acting just like this. So when we had, my mom was like, okay, let's take his clothes off. Let's kind of examine him. Let's see. He was perfectly fine. He didn't have no scratches, no bruises on him, nothing. Just his clothes. His clothes was just weird. And this was dry. There was no puddles, no pools, no nothing. So we're like, did you step in somebody's sprinkler? Like, what happened? I don't know. My mom put him in the bath, and she washed his face, and he snapped out of it. Then he was his old self. So once she took that cup and rinsed his face off and things like that, he immediately snapped out. But he was like, "What's going on?" He didn't remember anything. He's like, "Why am I in the bath? What happened? I don't remember being here. What's going on?" I was like, "Tyler, you don't remember you was outside roaming around by yourself? Do you remember anything?" He's like, "No." "Do you remember some person or people telling you to go outside?" What? My brother is more superstitious than I am. So right then and there, I knew that whatever had hold on him, first of all, it wasn't something that he would have allowed without a fight. He's more prone to that than I am. So we couldn't make sense of it. We really couldn't. And again, we moved. We had unfortunately to wait, and there was a lot of things that was going on, and evidently too why his clothes were so soaked. The crazy thing is downstairs in the den area of the apartment, we was experiencing a lot of issues. Like there was a dampness that we just could not shake. It was always damp, and countless people came to repair it and all kinds of stuff. And that was another weird thing. Like we just kept experiencing odd behavior, and it was getting worse and worse and worse as we stayed there. The longer we stayed, so after my mom's lease was we left, and my mom was such in a hurry to move out of that place. She left over half her shit still in that place. She didn't care. So yeah, guys. Until next time.